got to get Ricky Otto into this show, David. We've got to get wonderful effort. Wonderful effort. So, just like the Gallagher brothers and Oasis, they've got the band back together. We have got the Foyne Jones show back together. We've got our sponsor, David Blitz, in the studio. Hula's here, and we are recording episode 2 live from ET Clay Products in Essex. How are you, David?
Fantastic. Great to have you guys here.
It's been brilliant. Missy's here. Missy, we've got yet another dog taking part in the podcast. Heidi was the first, Holly's dog. Snoop Dogg got involved during the pandemic and in some of the early episodes. And one of our guests, Inga, she brought her dog down to the studio in Brighton. Missy's in the studio. How you doing, Hula?
Mate, I'm loving life. All good down here, thank you.
You made it up here very, very on time. Well done.
Absolutely perfect. No problem.
Absolutely brilliant, mate. I took on the customary pre-show breakfast, mate.
I saw.
Obviously, I'm injured, David. So you know,
you've only mentioned it once, which is good.
Greg's is now on the radar with my injury, but I'm hoping I can shake it off and start running again. How you been, mate? You been good?
All good, yeah. Little injury, football injury, but I'll be all right. I'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. You got a dad's game coming up.
We've got a charity schools dad's game on Sunday.
They get very competitive, you know.
Well, yeah. It was so competitive last year. Someone broke my leg.
Holly was telling me she was at the. Someone broke their leg.
No. Someone broke my leg.
Oh, they broke your leg?
Yes. In the last game, we lost 2-1. I lasted about 20 minutes till someone broke my leg.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
It was a little bit harsh. Yeah. Nice guy, though. Yeah, I wish I was.
Holly told me she was at infant junior school, whatever, year one or whatever for her boy, and they did like the race. And, someone popped his hamstring, mate, down, like screaming pain. Do you know what I mean? Probably didn't do his warm up exercises properly.
No, My kids love it when we do the dad's race. So I've won it twice. I've won it twice. Yeah. And the problem is my 2 boys are 13 and 12. Matty and Aaron.
They're quicker than you now,
No, not quicker than me. But the problem is, because I've got a 6-year-old as well, so I'm the old dad.
Yeah.
So the young dads are in their sort of late 20s, early 30s.
So I remember being the young cool dad in the playground.
I was never young or cool.
Oh, I was, mate. I remember. And shout out to St John's Primary, Munster Road, Fulham, where both my boys went for a little while. And I remember, I remember being like so much younger than everyone else. We had children young, and funny you mention that because my youngest son Henry, who serves with the Parachute Regiment, he's 23 today. So happy birthday, Henry Joseph Jones. How your children, David? Good.
All good, yeah. Aaron 13, Matty 12, all doing really well. Last night was very nice. I got some awards at school, which was fantastic. So very proud of them.
Proud moment for the family. Proud moment for the parents.
And they're happy. They got some vouchers as well, so they can.
And I say this to all the guests, but they still enjoying the Foyne Jones show.
Are they enjoying it? They enjoy me telling them and bring back gifts from you, like footballs and t-shirts and stuff, so they're happy.
Yeah, we do like to bring gifts, mate. I might even have something for you today. Something a bit special, because I know, because obviously I quite like LinkedIn, and I quite enjoy social media. You probably know that, as I do. When you've got people like Hula and our content creator Charlotte, it's easy to get motivated.
Absolutely.
But like anyone, some days I wake up and I think, is it worth it? Is it worth it? And then I see Missy the Brick Dog. Absolutely. Or then I see David putting something out there which is kind of related to bricks, but not always. It just makes me think, do you know what? There's a room for it. And if you use it as a vehicle as good, and you use it as a vehicle for your personality, that's one of the reasons we're here today. So in the episode, we're going to talk about ET Clay Products, because I heard a rumour there's over 400 brick products in 2 locations.
That's absolutely right.
What about that?
About 440 actually.
Oh my God, you've got some new ranges since we last spoke.
I'm hoping by the end of the year we might be close to 500. So it's crazy. Poor stock controller. 500
bricks, which will lead us into our brick and industry banter section.
Yes.
But we've mixed the podcast up a little bit this year, or this season, and after the half time, because I like to call it half time when we've got football fans in the studio. After the half time, and did you see the Lionesses on their shootout last night?
No, I heard about it. Wasn't great.
2-0 down, 2-2, and everyone missed all the penalties until someone scored, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it that bad?
I didn't watch it, but a few people said it was not fantastic.
It's just weird, wasn't it? Because it was so captivated the nation last time around when it was here. It hasn't quite got it going, but we are fickle. We get to the final, it'll be okay. And we win it. We've told you so. show.
Absolutely.
But after the break, we're going to dive into David's dinner guests. So who would be your 3 dinner guests for inspiration? They could be past, they could be present, they can be anyone at all.
Yep.
Can be even fictional characters. Can be whoever you want, mate. But past, present, past or present. We will do, because we can't have an Arsenal fan, David Blitz, who supports 2 teams, and a Fulham fan in the studio without talking about football. So we keep that real and talk about maybe hopes for the season and what's been happening. Then we've got a quick fire quiz, which in Charlotte's absence is going to be delivered by the man Hula.
Excellent.
Then an important section, actually, we're going to talk about how we can all help each other.
Absolutely.
And how we can support people and help each other. And that's going to be episode 2 of season 9 of the Foyne Jones Show. So let's talk about where we are, David. So this is the original site of E.T. Clay, isn't it?
Almost.
Come on,
the original,
tell me the history.
Original Aveley was sort of just over the road over there. But
where it says Aveley.
Where it says Aveley. No, but sort of just over past the security hut. That's where our first site was in Aveley. But the original head office was over in Hainault. Not far from where I live, actually.
Very close to where you live.
Very, very close to where I live, yeah. I don't want to give people too much information, but very close.
That's all right, mate. I'll see you on Strava. I know where you are. Don't worry about that. You don't take your start and end.
I have to do that, yeah. Good point. I don't run at the moment.
Nor do I.
No.
Do you know what happened?
Once. You've only mentioned it once so far.
Right.
2 minutes in, not bad.
I need to put my feet up.
The original Avenue was up the road or over the road.
Sorry.
And yeah, this is head office. This is where we sort of house our internal sales staff for the south, our yard guys, and a bucket load of bricks. But you know, it's I think we've said before, it's a tough market out there. I think for everyone, not just bricks, everyone's finding it harder, more problematic. You know, we're seeing lots of customers go. We're seeing lots of suppliers go. It's not a fun time at the moment.
That's certainly been one of the most sobering topics of recent times. Really, into last year as well. For me, it's been some of the
big ones.
Some are through acquisition. Some are for what for whatever. But seeing some of the merchants, in particular for me, with real history.
Fancy.
With real belonging,
crazy.
And they're going into administration, they're being acquired by other groups, they're downsizing, and then the impact that has and the spin-offs that has, it's quite heartbreaking. And I look at my time working the London markets and working on the road and as a sales director, like so many of the businesses I used to compete against, and I used to be fiercely independent,
big competition.
Fiercely, they're not about them.
No.
They're not about that anymore. You drive past their yard and it's a swish housing development, or it's a gentrified pub and restaurant. You're thinking like, wow.
But but there are still some of the smaller independents, some of the sort of regional independents that are doing fantastically well, and that's good to see. And that's you do need.
I think what you've actually seen in the challenging times is some businesses have really shone, and they've discovered what makes them so unique and what makes them so special.
And I think there's a lot of change that's needed. You know, the merchant world. The ones that seem to be doing a good job or being successful at the moment, the ones that have thought about how they can change and how they can move and go that next step forward, and whether it be online platforms or working differently or different product ranges or giving a different level of service, same day deliveries, next day delivery, whatever it may be, things like that are making some of those merchants stand out from the others, and I guess they have to be a little bit smarter, not always working harder, working a bit smarter to get what they need to get. And I'm hoping we stop seeing lots of merchants go, because we want competition. We don't want to see all our customers and all our competitors go, because we'll be the last one standing. You want to have that competition because it encourages us to be better.
Well, the football games you remember are the ones that were close.
Yeah,
do you
absolutely.
Know what I mean? The ones where Charlie, the ones where you walk it and it's like there's no competitiveness. You don't feel
Fulham
nervous.
and Tottenham. I don't think we've heard that, but yeah.
Well, I mean, if we talk about Ryan Sessegnon, he's one of our own, mate. When he bent that one in the top corner, that was a moment.
He liked that. Didn't
that
he?
was a moment.
Yeah.
And also, if you want to bring it up, mate, when we went to the Spaceship, which used to be known as White Hart Lane, but it's now become like a sort of something that should go.
I feel like I can get teamed up on it.
No, it's all right, mate. No, we'll give it back to him because all that 1-0 to the Arsenal. Oh, you know, we're in a transitional phase. Yeah, we ain't gonna let him get away with that. But well, you know, I remember 10 men Fulham battling back to make it 1-0 at Tottenham as well last season, mate. So I think we took 4 points off you. Oh, just saying.
Didn't beat Foyne, did you?
No, we didn't, mate. No, we didn't. To be fair,
there,
no, we didn't. How was Wembley?
Disappointing.
Oh, I can imagine.
You said it with a bit of a smirk on your face.
No, it must be heartbreaking, mate.
Heartbreaking. Hope not. Let's not go there. It was tough. My youngest boy really upset by it because, and I think as a fan of Orient now, we just didn't perform. Yeah. We just didn't turn up. I think there was a couple of moments in the game where we probably could have done a bit more, and there was a VAR situation. I don't know if you know, where the communication bit went down, and there was sort of a 6 or 7 minute period where they stopped.
Didn't you also have the big VAR goal in the semi-final? Or was that the VAR? There was a VAR.
There was no VAR, obviously, being the semis.
Something happened, though, didn't it? There was a moment.
Some would say he was offside.
Yeah.
He was only about 2.5 metres offside. Yeah, it was hairline.
So that couldn't happen with VAR.
No, it couldn't happen. Yeah. It shouldn't happen with referee. To be fair,
that playoff, mate, and the playoffs is you know, I think it's the most amazing way to go up, and it's the most heartbreaking way to lose.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've seen Fulham lose in lots of playoff semi-finals. Yeah. We've seen us win one when we beat Villa. Yeah. But looking at that as a neutral, right? It's one of those moments when I'm like, I kind of want both teams to win. Yeah. Because I kind of want Orient to win, Orient to win. So I'm associated with you, the podcast there, and I like them as a club, and I've seen Fulham play them. But then, like, there was the Charlton thing, and this sheer like when their fans, you know, when they got the win, and I'm sort of saying, I'd like them both to win.
Yeah. It was
a shame.
It was a shame. It was probably the final everyone wanted.
Yeah.
I think Orient massively overperformed last year. They were fantastic, great to watch, playing some fantastic football. Richie Wennon's got the team playing really well. The frustration they have as a club of that size is, as we've seen now, the 5 loanees that we had last season have all gone back. So when you take into account the 5 loanees that have gone back, the 2 players that we've sold in, Ethan Galbraith and Jordan Brown, a couple of other players that have moved on, you're almost looking at 10 players that have left that squad. So you now got to replace those 10 players. 7 of them were first team players, and then try and get yourself ready for the start of the season, which is a couple of weeks away.
Well, we'll come on to that in the second half of the show. We'll talk about the season ahead, and we're always going to get football into it. I think that like any football club, you know, what Leyton Orient has is it has that link to its community. Yeah. I think that there's challenges for everyone, and it'll be interesting to see kind of how things play out. Because I was watching, I didn't watch any of it really. I'm saying I did, but when I see Donald Trump celebrating with the Chelsea team in a tournament which I don't really understand, I'm kind of like thinking, are we losing our way with football? What do I want to go back to? I don't want to go back to the tear-ups of the late 80s and 90s and that kind of that situation, but. And I'll come on to it a little bit when we talk about about the season ahead. Yeah. But to sum things up with Fulham, we've re-signed a few players. We haven't bought anyone new, and we haven't sold anyone. But we've done a really good deal with Moe to be the champagne sponsor of our new stand. There you go. Like we need a centre half, a centre forward, and a centre midfielder, but we've got a champagne sponsor.
As we said the other day, that's going to get you a centre forward.
I hope so. But it's that changing landscape, you know. So I still sit in my wooden seats. I still sit in a normal. I'm seeing the club evolving, and I want us to do well, and we're outperforming. Yeah. But I tell you what, let's just say we get a few injuries, we go on a bad run. Yeah. That's a very expensive stand in the championship.
But that's that. Unfortunately, we've seen that. How many teams we've seen happen? That's happened to them.
You see them.
Sunderland, massive club. Huge stadium, and they're now back where they think they should be. But there's the teams that drop down, and the thing is, you look now in League One, the amount of teams that are in League One are ex-Premier League teams. League Two, Bradford, ex-Premier League teams.
It goes on and on. Yeah. You know, it goes on and on.
Huddersfield, League One.
The difference between success and failure in football.
We went there last season, an away game. The boys were obsessed. When we got closer, we might make the playoffs.
Good that moment, though, because you just get to believe it.
Fantastic. It was a brilliant game. Players were fantastic, but Huddersfield Stadium was brilliant. For League One.
I've been there, mate. Yeah.
It's a proper stadium.
I've been there in the old days. I've been there in the new days.
Mate, when I was at uni, they
he's a Huddersfield enthusiast.
That's where I went to uni. We could get tickets to go.
I forgot he was there, David.
A $5, couple of quid. It was unreal. It's brilliant. Great stone, great ground.
I'll tell you a story once. I went up to Huddersfield and it was the year when Fulham lost in the playoffs. We lost to Reading in the semi-final. But we went on a mad run to get into playoffs. So and it was Slavisa, and he got us up the next year. But I remember we went up to Huddersfield and we went 1-0 down and we won 5-1, right? The only goal I saw was the Huddersfield goal.
Fantastic.
Because they were serving during the game. So like when they scored, I'm like, I'm gonna have a beer. Yeah. So like we stood at the back drinking. We had Fulham equalised. We'll go down in a minute. Then we scored again. We thought, well, we might as well
celebrate.
We better celebrate. They scored again. We thought, well, should we just we better not go down there.
This is lucky.
I went down there. I think Huddersfield nearly scored. I'm going back up. And so I could proudly say when we went to Huddersfield, Fulham won 5-1. The only goal I saw was the Huddersfield goal.
Oh, fantastic.
You support Huddersfield, mate.
Fulham won 5-1. I'm pleased with that. But you do. But you remember those trips, don't you?
Yeah.
You're taking your boys with you. It's special, isn't it?
Loved it. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant day.
Yeah, and my boys, Harry, Henry, they're 26, 23 now. They grew up going to Fulham, so they grew up in better days than I have. But the European tour, the highs, the lows, you're there together, and we'll come on to it. But from a Fulham perspective, and I spoke about this in the other episodes, our season was ended by Crystal Palace because we were 8th in the Premier League. I think I said this last time. Quarter-final of the FA Cup. Ezzy beat us and then went on to beat everyone and lift the trophy, and we just coasted the season out from there. So that's football. But David, promise me, can we talk more about bricks?
Always.
Excellent. So you mentioned about the market being challenging.
Yes.
Let's talk about ET Clay, because you've had some real positive things happen this year. New people coming into the team, new products, if you said. So what have you been up to since we last sat down?
So we've got 2 new staff in the sales office down south. One of the guys up in the Midlands has gone into the sales office from the yards. We've had a bit of development, which is great to see, and we love people moving within the business. 2 new external people out on the road again, which is great. A young lady from the sales office has now gone out on the road as well. So
brilliant.
we've recruited a couple, we've promoted a few, and it's as I keep saying, it is very tough out there, but we're holding our own. We're still doing what we do. We haven't changed our model. We haven't changed how we work, and it's still successful. I hope it's still successful. So
we're going to go in a minute, because we can't not get back out
Absolutely,
there. We're going to get our high vises on.
Yes, of course.
We're going to go out there and we're going to get amongst some of the products. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what's selling at the moment, where the inquiries are coming from, what products you want to take to the market, and just what's next for you and your team. Does that sound good?
Sounds fantastic.
You up for that, Hula?
Yeah, mate, let's go.
You got the kit ready?
All ready.
Let's go.
Jones on the road.
Nice
Wicked.
one. Okay, so David, when you said to me we're going to do an episode in this season of the podcast and we're going to come down to ET Clay in Essex and we're going to be sitting on a pallet of bricks, we're actually here sitting on a pallet of bricks.
Absolutely. Yep. It was obvious, wasn't it? We have to sit on a pallet of bricks. There's nothing else we can do. The chairs aren't comfy, so we're going to sit on some bricks. Not very high, so we can still get down quite easily, but why wouldn't we want to sit outside in the sunshine with lots and lots of lovely bricks?
For the benefit of the listeners, I would say that full health and safety has been followed. No one is at risk at this recording. But what have you got in front of us, Dave?
Well, as a brick salesman, it's always nice to show off something new. So these are our weathered commons, our new weathered, I feel like a QVC moment coming up. Weather Commons, fantastic product. 65mm, 73mm available. Originals and weathers. Beautiful brick, nice and cheap.
How cheap?
60 odd p brick.
Is that cheap?
That's really cheap.
So, new bricks, good price, available now.
Absolutely.
What else has been going on here at ET Clay? So you mentioned your new signings, you mentioned people being promoted in the business, but in terms of supporting your customers, what have you been up to?
So we're working closely with lots of our independent national merchants to try and give them brick displays. We think that there's a real problem when you walk into lots of merchants all over the country and they walk in and there's a pack of bricks sitting on the side or there's a couple of samples on the side, and actually you can walk in and not realise a merchant that does sell brick or can sell bricks actually has bricks available. So the guys out on the road are knocking on doors, building their brick displays, whether it be individual bricks, pallets or brick displays, walls, anything they want, we're getting them ready so when people come through the door, before they even ask a question, they know they can get bricks, and if they buy them from us, even better.
Do you know the last episode we did, we were sitting like this at Leighton Orient Football Ground.
Yes.
We're now sitting like this on a pallet of bricks. Charlie, I reckon we've got to turn this into another one of those special photographs, do you know what I mean? Because it really does work. But you've got a great team here. You know, the energy was visible when I walked in, the atmosphere was positive, and I think you mentioned before we come outside that, you know, there are challenges in the market. It's up to us how we face them, isn't it? We've got to take it and reinvent ourselves and be ready to overcome the challenges and seek those opportunities out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I've said this, we've had lots of conversations about this in the past. We need to be there to support our colleagues, which is really, really important, and support the market. We need the market to be strong. We want people to be there tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. So we need to make sure we're supporting each other, working together, and trying to get through some of the challenges we're facing, because there's lots of them out there.
I think there's so many challenges at the moment. We've got challenges politically, we've got challenges within our own country, we've got challenges across the world, and everything has an impact. And you know, then something happens and you realise how lucky you are in everything you do have around you. But everyone's fighting their own challenges every day. I know from the work I do with mental health charities how important it can be to keep conversations going, to get people talking, for fellas and geezers just to be able to talk to each other and ask if they're okay. When we go back inside, Dave, we're going to talk about some amazing work you're doing to support a charity, so we're going to go into that a little bit more detail. But from a ETK perspective, what are your thoughts and hopes for the rest of the year? So we're in the second half now. So what are you looking for, mate?
A bit of growth. We'd like to see that, you know, the second half of the year does kick on a little bit. We need the support from manufacturers. We need some manufacturers to, I'd say, up their game a little bit. I think, as I said before about our competitors, we need our competitors to be strong. We need our manufacturers to be there supporting us, enabling us to grow our businesses, and the better they are, the better we are, and the better the customer experience is. Fantastic.
David, it's been a pleasure to get out into the yard. It's been a pleasure to walk around here today. In the second half of the podcast, we're going to be talking much more about what this man is doing for charity. We're going to be talking about the world of football, and we got a bit of fun with some dinner guests and a quick fire quiz as well. So we'll see you after the break.
When it comes to bricks, there's only one company to speak with. ET Clay have something for every brick project. With over 400 products across our 2 depots, we are the builder's merchant, brick merchant.
Welcome back to the Foyne Jones Show, episode 2, on location in Essex with ET Clay Products. David, in this half, the second half, we're going to be talking about your 3 dinner guests. Who would be your dream dinner guests, past, present, fictional? Whoever they are, we want to hear who you would invite to that meal. Then, Mr. Huda, we're going to get back into the world of football. We're going to get the football banter flowing. I'm going to talk about my team, Fulham. You're going to talk about your 2 football teams, and Charlie's going to talk about Arsenal, I think. But you never know with Charlie. Then, we've got a quick fire quiz, and we're going to wrap the podcast up by talking about how the industry and influencers and leaders within the industry can support others. But before all of that, just going to take a breath, because David, we want to talk about something special and what's close to your heart.
This coming year, 2026, ironically, we're going to be doing a huge amount of charity work, trying to raise as much money as we physically can by doing some weird and wonderful things for motor neurone disease. I think it was made very everyone knows about motor neurone disease because obviously the rugby players that have had it in the past. And there's an industry legend, and I'll call him a legend. It's a guy called Steve Sampson who was diagnosed with motor neurone disease about 18 months ago. He's fighting hard. He's a fantastic character. If anyone and everyone who does know him will vouch for that. So we're going to raise as much money as we can. I know Camtech are doing exactly the same this year for motor neurone disease, and we're going to try and
fair play. We're
going to try and do some crazy challenges. So I've put my name down to do 3 marathons, much to the annoyance of the wife, who said, "You said you weren't doing any more," and I said, "Well,
I get that as a marathon runner, or as an ex-marathon runner myself." I get why the other half goes, "Oh no, not again,"
because it's unsociable.
It's unforgiving and totally consuming.
Yeah, I think when I did the last marathon, which was London, where I got my sub 4 hour marathon, not as fast as you. Before you tell me you did 3:30 something, wasn't it?
It's not about me, Dave.
Okay, good. Carry on. So when I did London,
3:30:23.
Well done. When I did the London, the nice thing about London, it was the last one post-COVID, so the training happened at a different time. So the run was actually in October, the marathon, which meant that your training was done when it was light and nice, rather than what it's going to be for me from October onwards, where it's going to be pitch black when I go out in the morning, freezing cold, pitch black when I go out in the evening, freezing cold, and that's it. So I'm looking forward to the run. I'm doing it not for a time, I'm doing it just to get it done. So I'm doing London, not in this order, but I have to remember what order it is. London, Manchester and Leeds. 3 marathons over the space of about 5 weeks, which is okay. There's 2 back-to-back, I think there's 2 that are back-to-back, Manchester and London, which are 2 weekends on the trot.
It's doable, mate. I did for Help a London Child going back going back over 10 years. I did Brighton and London within a week of each other. So once you're marathon ready, as long as you stay injury free, you get it done.
Like you said, it's sort of just getting it done.
Tell you what though, you talk about those early mornings and those late nights. I remember like getting up early doors, like 5, 6, and running, right, and not being able to feel my hands until I'm like half an hour in. Then I can just about feel the top of my fingers.
I'm not fantastic circulation anyway. And cold toes, cold toenails normally fall off at some point during the training, all that good stuff.
And you just have to put the miles in. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes.
And the nice thing is the whole team, the whole company get behind it. So
good.
There's a few of us doing a nuclear mud run, which is I think it's about 12 kilometre, 100 obstacles from monkey bars to nets and ropes and under things and over things, covered in mud, which will be
so like a tough mudder with a bit more.
With a bit more, so quite a lot of obstacles. Going to do a marathon walk as well, just because that's sort of a bit easier than running it. So we're going to walk it. We'll do a cake sale. We do loads of stuff, and we're going to try and raise a stupid amount of money.
Well done, mate.
Stupid amount of money.
I didn't know about motor neurone disease until one of my closest friends got it, and that was a long time ago now. G-Man, Graham amazing fella. He was I used to go Fulham. I go Fulham all my life, but as a kid I used to go home and away, and when you're sort of like 13, 14, 15 years of age, you start thinking you can do these trips on your own, and you go up north and you go whatever, different parts of the country, and G-Man, as we called him, Graham, he was like a lot older than us, probably 10 or 15 years older than us, but he always looked after us. Do you know what I mean? He was like, right, make sure you don't do anything stupid, boys, come over here, like stay together. Just an absolute top man. When Harry was born, my eldest, he was one of the first ones to knock on the door with a bunch of flowers and stuff like that, and just just an absolute old school genuine fella. And I remember, I'll never forget this moment when he told me. I was outside a pub in Shepherd's Bush because Fulham were playing at QPR at the time. So this is so you can see that 2002, 2003 sort of time. And he said to me, I said, "All right, G, how you doing?" He said, "Yeah, I'm all right, Jonesy." And he said, I said, "I'm there, but what you?" He said, "You don't know, dear. Like, has no one told you?" I went, "What?" And he explained what he had, and I kind of. It didn't really register, and then when it did register, one of the proudest days for me was like me and my wife went to his wedding reception. He'd been with his missus for years, but he never got married, so they got married, and he created loads of these memories. But to watch how that disease took him, in such a short space of time. It's a charity which is very special, and you know, with what Kevin Sinfield's done, and you know, and everything that's come through that, it's getting a lot of publicity, but it only really hits home like when you say, like, an industry legend, someone you know is battling it, and then you're saying, right, you know, I want to do something here. So fair play to you, mate. Do you want a running partner? Do you want a training partner?
Always, mate.
I'll be up for some.
Is your injury?
I mean, I'll be all right, Dave. I'll run it off. I'll run it off, mate. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? At your pace, I'll be fine, mate. Wouldn't I?
Wow. Here we go.
I'm only joking. No, do you know what? I don't know if I can commit to any of the big events, but I'll definitely do some training with you.
Yeah, I'll come down.
I'll definitely do some training. I'll come up here and do some. You know what I mean? I'll definitely do it. And do you know what? I may even go all out and pick one of them and do something as well. Who knows?
My physio's doing London as well.
The buzz of London is like, and I've done Brighton and stuff and others, but the buzz of London, like when it's so deep with crowds.
Well, I guess for me, the worst part of me doing London last time was because my focus was all about the time. Yeah. So I had a fantastic.
So you didn't enjoy it.
So I didn't really pay any attention to any of it. I was literally head down, or hopefully head up a little at a time, and running and focus on when I was going to take my gels, when I was going to take my salt tablets, how much water I was taking on. I had a fantastic coach to do that, a guy called Rack, who is brilliant, and he's hopefully going to let me or train me again or get me up to where I need to be, ready for all the 3 marathons. But I didn't enjoy it because I didn't get to see everything that was going on, and I want to see that. I want to see all the fun stuff.
We spoke about that time, and because I put my whole heart and soul into getting sub 3:30, and I missed it by 20 odd seconds. Like,
I didn't miss my target.
I didn't enjoy it. But I remember my first. Done it under 4, and I remember them all. But the one
you remember your first done it under 4?
Yeah, my first
you had to throw that one in.
Well, you want to say
first. I was injured for most of it.
David,
cramp after 2 miles.
Listen, it's not about me. 18 months before, I could not run with a bus.
Oh, here we go.
Like, I couldn't run with a bus.
Run, fat boy, run. Spring some.
I had fat boy wristbands that my missus got me. I had them on, like fat boy wristband as a motivation. Yeah. But London, the best London I ever did was when somehow I ended up at the celebrity start.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like there was Gordon Ramsay, there was a chicken, you know what I mean? Because there's all different starts, isn't there? So like the Only Way is Essex lot were there, and like kind of it's a much smaller start. Yeah. And then you hit the main crowd a little bit further on. So that was good. But I've been on that. Let's high five everyone and really enjoy it.
That's what I want to do.
That's the ones I remember. Yeah. And then I've been on the ones let's take it really, really seriously, and that's when it becomes a bit.
It's all about getting it done and raising a bucket load of money.
David, I'm going to support you.
Top man.
I'm going to train with you.
Thank you, man.
And there's a possibility I may run with you as well.
Fantastic.
How about that? We'll see how that plays out. Don't want to commit yet, but we'll see how it plays out.
Heard it here first.
So, right, listen. Make sure you keep us informed on all of that fundraising, because one thing we're good at the Foyne Jones show, one thing we're good at Foyne Jones and Jones Digital is spreading the PR, and we will get behind that every step of the way, mate. It's a fantastic charity, and you're doing some fantastic stuff.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely brilliant. Now, new part of the show, we're talking dream dinner guests, Mr. Hula, aren't we? So Mark Tanner set an unusual bar with his choice of 3.
Yeah.
David, who would you invite to dinner?
You mentioned this was going to be a question, and I've been thinking about it, and I've got one which is always a guaranteed one for me, and in my opinion, probably one of the best footballers ever, and it's Mr. Paul Gascoigne. Just good choice. Just fantastic. It'll be loads of fun, loads and loads of fun. Probably a lot of drinking. Loads of good stories. And yeah, he'd be the first one at the dinner table with me. I'd want it to be a bit fun. I'm not overly serious. I'm not overly political, so I'm not going to have anyone overly talkative about.
You want the right vibe going on, don't you?
Yeah, I just want it to be a bit of fun. So I'd probably.
I can make it if you need the numbers, but you know.
No. Sorry. No, I'll go for others if that's right. If it was 4,
we have Gaza.
Yeah, so if it was 4, you'd definitely be up in the top.
Gaza 1. Who's
Gaza 1? I want some comedy. So a comedian. There's 2 comedians I really like. I'm not sure I'm going to bring them both, but Lee Evans, old school comedian, old school in the sense of doesn't do the circuit anymore. Hilarious. Sweaty as hell.
Little geezer.
Funny looking guy. Funny ears. Supposedly a boxer back in the day. Skinny guy, but always sweats a lot, but hilarious. Proper full belly laugh, humour. And then if I'm going to bring another one, I was thinking I might bring Ricky Gervais in, who I do really like. A lovely office and all the other bits he's done in the past. And I'm thinking, maybe Peter Kay. So I'm probably going to go with Ricky Gervais. It's quite a humorous dinner party. There'll be no boring talk about politics. There'll be probably a lot of talk from Ricky Gervais about things about religion, because he's atheist. He's got some really good theories behind religion and atheism. That's the right word, maybe. And that'd be quite fun. And it'll be a bit of banter, lots of talk, lots of good food.
When you see Gazza, can you tell him that his goal against Scotland in Euro 96 was the second best goal I've ever seen in my life?
I was going to say, you were there, weren't you?
I was behind the goal, mate. I watched it in slow motion. I can still feel it.
It's amazing I know so many games you've been to. It's crazy.
I mean, look, do you know the last game I went to? It was an end of season friendly when Man City striped Fulham about 100-0. I don't know what the score was. Like, we didn't touch the ball. Oh, it was the Kevin De Bruyne testimonial. That was it. It was the Kevin De Bruyne testimonial end of season friendly.
I've met Gazza once before.
Have you?
Yeah, I went to me and my cousin who's over in Australia. He came over and we went to an evening with Gazza and Vinnie Jones from the famous photo, which I've got in my office actually, and it was brilliant. Vinnie Jones spoke fantastically well. Really comes across really intelligent guy, really good speaker. Gazza comes across as a bit of a drunk Geordie, but great fun. Really good fun.
Get to know him a bit better over that dinner party, would you?
I'd like, it sounds like a date, and who knows where the second date will end up.
It's David's first dates, mate, and he swiped right. Is he swiped right or left, Charlie? Where'd you go? Whatever way he swiped, and you've got Paul Gascoigne, Lee Evans and Ricky Gervais in the mix. There you go.
That's good.
What a dinner party that's going to be.
A bit more light-hearted than the last one.
Definitely a different circuit of guests, mate, I tell you. So I'm keeping mine in the locker until later in the season.
Fine,
I'm keeping mine in the locker, and I've got something which to me would be the absolute perfect evening. That's all I'm saying. And if anyone knows me, once I get them out in there, you're either going to get it or not. But I think it's perfect for me, and it's kind of what inspired this feature. But let's talk again about football. Hula. David's got a question.
Come to him second, I think. Come to him second.
Okay. I've got that. We're going to come always second, don't they? Always second. So let's just talk about all things Arsenal. What's been happening?
Don't care.
He don't know. He don't care.
It's all quiet at the moment. We're waiting for the season to start, and there's where are we at with the transfers? So as of the time of recording, the news is that we've not yet signed Victor Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon, Portugal, and we're all desperate to see that new number 9, that new striker come in.
The missing link.
Again. In theory, it's football. You never know exactly how it's all going to play out.
I thought that was Franny Jeffers was a missing link. He was a fox in the box you needed. No?
Yeah, should we bring him back?
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the new season. I've been missing the league whilst it's been off over summer. We've just so the way that I really like to play football and the way that I like to see football is just in front of the defence. So we've just signed Martin Zubimendi from Spain, and I'm
good name, isn't it?
Yeah, great name.
He's got a good song with a name like that, isn't he? That's the one
I think we will. He's for me the thing I'm most excited about so far. So it's all quiet at the moment, but I see it's going to kick off soon. I think as with the transfers, I'm almost scared to say anything in case we end up with nothing, or with Nicholas Jackson from Chelsea. I think probably
you have a Chelsea player in too.
I think exactly. I do believe that I was joking a little bit earlier to say that Fulham haven't managed to sign anyone, but we've done a great deal with Moet Champagne for the new stand. And I don't know.
Are you not due to sign an Arsenal player this summer?
Rich Nelson might come back. Yeah. We had him on loan. He got injured. He went back. We'll probably buy him. He'll get injured again. He can sit on the bench with Smith Rowe. Do you know what I mean? They can just hang out there, can't they?
Chat about the good old days at Arsenal.
Do you know what I mean? Like, genuinely, mate. Smith Rowe flattered to deceive actually last season. At times he was an absolute game changer and a match winner, but other times he looked unfit, out of the game, bad first touch. So maybe he'll improve second season. But yeah, Fulham, we might get João Paulinho back. Where all the people I wanted to buy ended up at Chelsea. So I naively thought we might get John Peter. I mean, you might know him as João Pedro. Bit outside of our budget, right? Yeah, but I thought he's a good player. I wanted to sign him from Watford before he went to Brighton. So I've had my eye on him, right? We didn't get him. The last player I tipped like that was Alexander Mitrovic when he was getting in trouble at Newcastle. I said to Slavica, you should get him on loan. You should get him on loan, mate. Got him on loan and got us up. So I had an eye on João Pedro, or John Peter as I call him, but he's gone to Chelsea for 2,000 million or whatever it is, or gazillion. So then my next target was Liam Delap. I thought relegated Ipswich, decent player. Like I could see him really fitting in the Fulham team. He's gone to Stamford Bridge as well. He's gone down Walham Green, as we called it, mate, Fulham Broadway. You know what I mean? So he's gone down there as well. So now I'm keeping stum. I'm keeping stum. I don't know, but we'll see. For me, supporting Fulham's not about the glory. It's about being part of that club. The club's
and
part
for Charlie as well. It's not about the glory.
The club is part of me. Fulham is part of me. David.
Yes.
What is going to happen? Let's just. I know you've got two teams, right? But
focus on Orient.
No, we're going to talk about Tottenham Hotspur, mate.
Go on then. Yes.
The budget that's been given to Mr. Franks.
Yes.
I mean, he's spending a lot of Ange's hard-earned money, isn't he?
Yeah. So first,
what's your take on the Ange situation, first of all?
Yeah, good place to start.
Correct decision. 100% correct decision. Yeah. Because
King is dead. Long live the king.
Yeah, I think for me, he lost his way. I think he was quite arrogant. Without the justification to be arrogant, yes, it wins everything his second season. But you've been in Scotland. Arteta could win something in Scotland. It's quite an easy place to win football matches. We were very close to coming away as our worst ever season in the history of Tottenham, bar being relegated.
Where did you finish in the league?
Exactly.
Yeah, where was
17th.
It? How many points did you get?
Not many.
38 or something.
Yeah. I mean, that gets you relegated.
That's what I mean.
I mean, you had a couple of teams.
You look at that. We were lucky. There was really bad teams that season because we could have gone.
So you're saying if you look at the maths and you look at the season,
it doesn't deserve to stay up. And if I'm honest,
it weren't one for the neutrals that final, was it?
Oh, it was fantastic watch, wasn't it? Jeez.
I mean, but if we won it, I wouldn't care either.
No, and that was it. And it was great that it was.
Someone had to lose it, didn't they? No one really won it, did they?
Yeah, it was definitely that. No one won that game. It was a tough watch. I think there wasn't much in it. Even the goal wasn't a goal, if you know what I mean. It wasn't his goal. It was sort of a ricochet of everything.
One of the things I always think about Tottenham fans is they've got this like Leedsness about them where they're quite delusional. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, it's like the good old days. What good old days?
Charlie laughing back there.
What good old days? What, Chaz and Dave Glenn was he? Like what? But they're always talking about it's lucky for Spurs when he is all that. Right? And I'm like, the celebrations. It was out of control.
But it was sort of relief of what could have been a shocking season turned out to be a fantastic season. We're in the Champions League by doing it the worst way possible, finishing 17th and then getting through to
But Tottenham Hotspur have made some very good signings.
We've done okay. I'm not sure what's going on with the one with Forest at the moment. That seems to be. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it.
I don't mind, mate. So they give right.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if that's going to happen. If it's going to get over the line. If they're going to agree something, whether it be the number was agreed or not agreed or whoever. But
you swap places in the tournament, the European tournament now. That's Palace.
No, Palace. Yeah. That's a strange one as well.
You're Champions League. Because you wangled your way in the Champions League, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, we
won your fault. That's the rules, isn't it?
We won the competition to be in the Champions League for at least part of it.
The team that finishes 17th for 38 points deserves to be in the Champions League.
Absolutely, yeah. Champions of exactly. So it was a very strange season, but I think the Ange thing was right. I think he deserved to go. It's a shame because he won something and he can go down as one of the most successful managers in Spurs history, which is fantastic when you finish 17th in the league. But more importantly, Leyton Orient.
Yes, come on.
Signing a few players.
Good.
Signed Brighton boy, Aaron Connolly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you remember him? I think my son, my youngest boy, Matty, told me on his debut for Brighton he scored 2 against Spurs. So, whether that makes him good or not, I don't know. But we've signed.
Harry knows him.
Does he?
My boy.
There we go. I might tap you up for the shirt then. We've signed a few. I think we've done 5 signings now. One, I think, a couple of days back, and it's looking good. Really excited for the season to start. We've got a friendly against Watford next weekend. We're playing Spurs under 21s on Tuesday night. We're excited, and hopefully you boys are going to join me for a game this season.
Fulham fixtures permitting, I would love to go.
Superb.
I'd love to go.
In,
as I said, I said today, he said, "Do you want to come?" Yeah, I come. I said, "Yeah." When you play Fulham, and he put the 26, 27 season, did you, or something like that? He put, or 26, 27. I'm like, what's he mean? And I'm thinking, if we get relegated and they get promoted,
see the championship.
It took me a while to twig that. I was a little bit.
I'm worried now in case it does happen. It's going to cost me a couple of quid, isn't it?
But no, I'd love to play in a cup. That'd be because you had a good cup run, didn't you?
Man City was fantastic.
He scored on the halfway line, your lad, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Well, he's a Spurs lad, but
okay, well, he still scored on the halfway line.
He did. Yeah. It was interesting because it went down in the Goal of the Month award that we sponsor as his goal. It's probably classified as an own goal, but the goal of the season was scored by our goalkeeper, which was fantastic. Sakidi got goal of the season.
Box to box.
Yeah, he scored. It was a goal in the FA Cup, last minute of, I think, round 2. Rose like a salmon, headed it in, we went on from there.
So not box to box, Charlie. He went up for the corner.
He's already in the box. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah,
he did run the old for the pitch.
I know he didn't do the old. I can't remember. It was Paul Robinson did it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, no, it wasn't one of those. But no, he went up for the corner last minute, and every time we got the ball after that, everyone said shoot.
Well, because of you, David, I always keep an eye out on Leyton Orient results, and I always look fondly back to my trips to Leyton Orient and Ricky Otto and all those days. So we wish Orient all the best. We wish Arsenal all the best. I'm completely Fulham biased, so I don't really care about any other teams. Really, I just care about Fulham. We got a tough start to the season, right? So I'm going to take you through our games, and we could end up with nil points. Right?
Yeah,
we got Brighton away. Yeah.
So that could go either way.
You can walk there.
It's a great fixture. Don't get me wrong. We got Brighton away. We got Man United at home. We got Chelsea away.
Man, you're at home, that's easy.
You might win all of those,
or lose them all. Do you know what I mean? So
Chelsea one will be tough, but the United at home.
But last year we won at the Bridge, and that's the first time I've seen it in my lifetime. So United can't stay rubbish forever, though. Like some stage,
I reckon they're not done yet.
No, I think they've got one more season of rubbishness in them. Let's hope.
But yeah, so Fulham have got a tough start. But I just think for us it's it looks like Marco Silva's staying. No one's come in for Anthony Robinson yet. We thought he'd go. There was rumours people were looking at Bassi. There was rumours that Napoli were going to take Iwobi. So there was all these things going on, but they're all still Fulham players at the moment when we're recording today on the 18th of July. By the time this episode's out, I have no idea where we'll be, because when you're a club like Fulham, if someone big comes in for your left back, who's probably the best left back in the league last year, and they go, they're serious dough, we're going to sell. And you can't probably not sell them.
No, and the problem is
you've got to let them go.
The closer you get to sort of August and end of August, that's when it becomes a real problem for the club to replace.
It'd be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see what happens, and I think that. I always say anything above fourth bottom, but I really hope that we can do something a little bit better this year and keep having something to play for towards the end of the season, because that's where we were comfortably safe in mid-table and we got knocked out of the cup. And I'll come back to that cup because I do want to say fair play to Crystal Palace, right? Because if you look at when they arrived in the quarter-final, they were playing at Fulham and we were the favourites, and they absolutely battered us. Eze was magnificent, scored the goal. They absolutely deserved. They humiliated us at home, deserved it. They went to the semi-final against the Villa at Wembley. Villa were the favourites. Played Villa off the park. Into the final, Manchester City. Bossed it. You know what I mean? So Eze is a world-class player, probably too good for that club. But as a football club, a smaller football club, to go on that and see what it meant to those fans to win that trophy, fair play. That to me is that gives you hope when you're a team like Fulham. That gives you hope.
Because it could have been Fulham, maybe it will be Fulham.
It could be, man. We'd have our Moe and salmon, prawn cocktail, you know what I mean? We'd have all that celebrating, man. I don't think it'd be like the Palace Ultras with a Fulham fans. It'd be slightly different, mate. But thank you so much, mate. So, listen, we're going to come away from football, David, because you're going to be put in the hot seat now. You always say to me, I talk too much on this podcast.
Yes.
I haven't today because you talk more than me. But,
Blimey.
Thanks, I'm going to play spectator now because we've got the Charlie Hooler stepping in for Charlotte quick fire quiz. He's got some questions for you, David. Okay. You ready?
You're ready. Now you're all going to hear my voice and not be able to shut me up. So, all right, here we go. First, we've got a few quick fire questions for you, David. First one is, can you tell me your favourite example of building on success?
Blimey, I thought it was going to be like, easy-ish questions. Didn't know it was going to be this. So, building on success. Without us being a ridiculous plug, I'd say this. This is building on success. We did Series 8 and it was brilliant. Loved it. Got some great connections thanks to you guys supporting us and us supporting you guys. And when we spoke in the close season about do we want to do Series 9, I think I replied much quicker than I did for Series 8. Yeah. I say that instantly because it was successful. We had a great time, some brilliant podcasts, loads and loads of great content on social media, loads of great connections, loads of great guests, and it was a complete no-brainer. So, that for me is building on success.
What a great answer.
Brilliant.
Mate,
that's exactly what we like to hear.
I'm going to chip in.
I'm getting back out. I'm out.
All right, next one. So, this is going to be like choosing between your kids. But what's your favourite brick?
What's my favourite? Everyone asks you this, and I always say whatever one makes the most margin. However, if I was going to build a house, which I'm not planning to do anytime soon, I would probably go for, and it's a brick we don't actually stock. It's a beautiful anything really from what used to be the old Bovenden factory. Because they made the most fantastic products, and that's closed now. Or one we looked at earlier, the FLB Dark or the FLB Handmade. So really nice, spotty stocks, Sussex stocks, that type of thing. Any of those types of bricks would be beautiful. But yeah, I'm sad if I'm honest. I do like bricks. I do like looking at bricks and thinking about how I can find a new product for the marketplace. But yeah, for me, a Bovenden berry multi on the light side, and there used to be a great guy at Bovenden who used to go in there. You say, I need some help matching these ones, and he'd walk you from one pack to another. So you need 30% of those, 40% of those, 20% of those, and add it all together, and that's your blend you need. And he was fantastic guy. So yeah, Bovenden berries was always a nice product for me, but put in modern day would be an FLB Handmade.
Very nice. We'll flash some images up.
Absolutely.
For the viewers so they can see them in all their glory. The next one. What's the best team you've ever been a part of?
I'm sure we're talking work or we're talking sports.
Anything you like, sports, work.
So I'll do both. I'll say the best sporting team I was a part of was purely for the banter, purely for the fun. We weren't overly successful. We won more than we lost. Was Loughton Orient, not Leighton Orient. See what we did. See what we did there. We had a good bunch of
Tooting and Mitcham Gladbach is my favourite name for a team.
Who?
Tooting and Mitcham Gladbach.
So Loughton Orient, cracking team, good manager, and it was just fun. We had loads of banter. I think football was decent. I scored a few goals. I used to claim an assist whenever there was an assist going, so I'd put my name on that. In terms of work team, I'd say the team I've got now is fantastic. Absolutely. Work together, work hard. As I say to them, and we have lots of teams calls and meetings and sales meetings, we spend a lot of time working together, spend a whole lot of time working together. We need to enjoy what we do. We need to enjoy the people we're with, and I think we do that here quite well. Excellent.
Very glad to hear that. Well, you've alluded to it there that you've played a fair bit of football over the years, and we know that from your coaching career as well, obviously. Can you tell me about the best goal you've ever scored in your memory? Set the picture for us.
Oh, the best goal. So this is brilliant. It's almost like you've planned this. So on my wedding day, this is not the goal I scored, by the way.
Start.
On my wedding day, my best man Adam.
Big fan of the show.
He is a big fan of the show. Good guy. Spoke to him this morning. Did my obviously the best man speech as you do, and on his huge long bit of paper that he had, which you used for sort of an inside joke, he wrote down the goal my best ever goal, which he claimed the assist for. And the problem was, there's an assist and there's
Do you remember when assist didn't exist? No one cares.
Yeah. Assist.
They do pre-assist.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, from the goalkeeper.
No one cares.
No. So the assist normally, if it's a good crossing, I'll header it in or something, or volley it in. His assist was literally him flicking the ball on. I can't remember. It might be kick the ball on. I controlled it on my chest and the outside of the box onto my thigh and then volleyed it in top corner. Fantastic goal. By far the best goal I've ever scored. I scored one from the halfway line as well. So nice. I've scored a few decent goals.
Naeem.
Yeah, absolutely. I scored. Oh, sorry. Don't say Naeem in front of him.
I could have said, I could have said Super Mickey Conroy, but you weren't there.
No, either. No.
You weren't there at Wickham, Adams Park, Wickham, when Conroy scored one at the halfway line.
No, I wasn't.
My mate Foxy, God rest his soul. Yeah. Sorry, Charlie, that's your quiz. But my mate Foxy.
And he says he don't talk much.
One of my closest mates, not with us no more.
Yeah, go on.
Mickey Conroy picked the ball up on the halfway line, and it looked like he's going, "What are you doing? Don't you effing shoot, you idiot!" Yeah. And he's like, Then obviously we started celebrating.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I remember that. So anyway, as you want.
So that I've scored a few decent goals. That was probably my best ever goal. I scored a hat trick in my debut as well. That was good. And I scored a hat trick. I scored 2 goals on my first ever game when I was down in Bournemouth at university as well, which was great. I remember coming on as a sub. I scored one sort of a flick on near post, and then the other one, the second goal I scored was do you remember Rooney's goal against your boys, his first goal when 16-year-old, he made Seaman look like a clown. That one, I scored something very similar to that. So yeah, I've scored a few decent goals. I'm hoping I score a couple on Sunday and we win.
Good luck, mate.
So I reckon there's a goal coming there from the man himself. He's a centre-half's nightmare. All right, mate, last question for you is, we're going to make you choose one. Is it going to be Orient or is it going to be Spurs?
Oh, wow. So this will probably not surprise many people. I'm going to go Orient. I think the reason I'm going to go Orient is because my boys are obsessed.
I love that.
And if I'm honest,
I absolutely love that.
The feeling I get when I'm at Orient compared to being at Spurs now.
In a spaceship.
It's and the club's, you've met the guys at Orient. They're a great bunch. They're so helpful. They want to, whether it be Parr, whether it be Henry, all the guys there are absolutely brilliant. And they make the club what it is. And it's not the guys on the pitch that do all the hard work. They do a bit of hard work. I'm not going to say they don't. It's everything from the managers to the kit man to the assistants to the physios to the catering staff, the chef, the commercial team, the community team, the ticket office lady, the season. Every single one of them are fantastic.
So just for Hula's benefit, final answer. Leighton Orient.
Was I not clear? Sorry.
Yeah.
Leighton Orient.
All right, there you go, mate. We'll make sure we get this bit edited, clipped, and we'll make sure it gets to the great and good of that football club, mate. Because you are like their brand ambassador.
Love them.
Charlie, thank you for stepping in, mate. So
Pleasure.
There you go. There was some tougher questions there than I expected, mate. Yeah,
it started hard, and it got a bit easier towards the end.
But it was all right. Yeah. It was all right, and I think you come out of it really well. So,
thanks, mate.
Got a few more bits to go through in the show, and this is something that you really wanted to include, David, because we've been exchanging messages, and one of the things you said is about the industry and people within the industry supporting others, and you used a really good analogy when you said it's like, driving past an accident, and ignoring what's going on or turning the other cheek as such. So just talk to us about what you're doing and what you'd like to see others doing, David.
I think we spoke week or so ago, and we sort of touched on what I'm seeing on social media at the moment, LinkedIn, where there's a huge amount of people out there that are, I'm not going to say desperate for work, but they are, if I'm honest, because if you're out of work, and I'm fortunate I'm not out of work, and haven't been out of work for a long time, thankfully, it's a tough time. And there's great companies like yourselves that are there to get people back into work. More companies should be jumping on with you guys and trying to push for you to be able to push the candidates you've got into their companies so they can work there. But for me, seeing people on social media almost cap in hand saying, I need a job, and made redundant, not my fault, because of the industry we're in, because of the way the business has been run. There's some fantastic people out there that are losing their jobs for no fault of their own, and I just want us to spare a thought and sort of do what we can to push people in the right direction, whether that be ask them to come in for a cuppa and a chat and see if there might be something at ETK that could work, or posting or tagging you into it saying speak to Peter Jones because he might be able to help you with if you've got a job you can't find someone staff wise, speak to Peter, he'll be able to help you, or speak to this candidate. Me and you spoke to a guy, I won't talk about him in detail, sort of who was down on his luck a little bit, shall we say, and you know, a couple of chats with him, try and help him out, and that's we need to be more supportive of people, and it's not always about trying to earn a couple of quid on the back of it. It's there to support people, because we never know what's going to happen tomorrow. We never know where we're going to be in a week's or a month's time. Unfortunately, at the moment, I love what I do. I enjoy the job I'm in. But I'm sure the people on social media that were posting they need a job because they've been made redundant love the job they're in and love what they do, and they love what they did. So
it's tough times, David.
It really is.
I could show you my inbox, and I could show you my LinkedIn messages, and it's overwhelming with people that are, and it can go from anything to help my company's going through the administration. I'm facing redundancy. I've been made redundant. I've had a row with my boss. You know, I want to do something better. I'm better than what I am. But there's so much out there, and I think there's often a kind of a knowledge gap in terms of what my business can do, because actually, whilst we can be very supportive, and I'm a very supportive person, I give a lot of my time to helping people, if we're not instructed on a vacancy, or your skill set isn't a match to what the employer's looking for, or it doesn't transfer, there's only so much you can do, and it all comes down to how you manage expectations. If you manage expectations the right way, you can really help people. But since the pandemic, I've had a lot of success where I've helped people and supported them, and taken my Foyne Jones hat off and looked beyond that. And what I'm actually starting to do now is I'm starting a community, you know, where people can support each other, and that's going to be a subscription-based community, like for no money at all, really. But it's just going to enable people to share their feelings, give them interview advice, CV advice, you know, content advice, but just build something where people know they're not alone. So we're going to get that rolled out before the end of the year. What I'm also doing as well, from a personal perspective, is I'm offering discovery calls to help people. I've got specialist job seeking services which I'm now offering to people. Some of them are chargeable, some of them aren't, but it just depends on where you want to go. But I've really taken my time on it, and we're pitching it where it's affordable to people, and it's making a difference. And it really is making a difference. And the biggest thing I say to anyone is that, you know, you're not alone. It's not personal, and if you channel it correctly, it can be something. It can be the start of something special, which is easy to say. But if you're looking at your bank balance going down to zero, and you've got a mortgage to pay, and you've got mouths to feed, and you're under pressure, you don't get no comfort, and that's when the emotions kick in, and that's when why can't you help me, and why haven't you got a job, and why haven't you got that? So taking the time to explain to people in the first conversation what we can do, and explaining how it can work, and the biggest thing for me is if I can help more people and skill them to help themselves, it's going to be a better place all round. So there is a need for people to stand up and give. There's a need for the industry to think more about collaboration. I say this to businesses. I said, look, you know, I understand if you're closing the site. I understand if you're making redundancies. I understand if you're under cost pressure. Have you thought about doing more to support the people? You know, have you thought about getting some people in to help them? You know, it's bad enough you're going to be losing your job, but let's help them. Let's let them leave with something special. So lots of different conversations are happening, and it's, you know, with leaders like yourself getting behind it as well, it can only lead to good things, David. So I'm glad you brought that in. So I think it's really important.
Thanks, mate.
I think it's really, really important. So that gets us very, very close to the end of the show.
I'm loving this.
It does get us close to the end of the show. I've got something, Charlie, can you do me a favour? Can you record this on my phone as well? Because I've got something here that I want to do. So, there you go. I think that's on video. Alright, am I doing this way? Doesn't matter, mate. Doesn't matter. Whatever way works best. David, thank you so much for inviting us down to ETK today.
A bit worried now, ain't I?
No, you got nothing to worry about, mate.
Sure?
So I noticed on LinkedIn, I said to you, I take a lot of time on LinkedIn. I noticed that you were talking about a book which I've read called Legacy.
Yeah.
The All Black story, don't be a dick and everything like that. I've got that book.
Yeah.
Interestingly, when Henry was going through his parachute regiment training, one of his sergeants gave him that book as well.
Yeah.
So it's it's a book that's quite close to my heart. And you said something about starting a book club. You said something about starting a book club, right? So I've got a gift for you, and it's a signed book. It was gifted to me by someone who's on LinkedIn. I'll let you open it and find out who he is. But if I could say to you that he's a former British Commonwealth, European and World Boxing Champion, and this is his book, and it's about, well, you can have a look at it. It's about mental health, and it's about it's living your life with passion, power, and purpose. Yeah. And we'll mention him when you open it up, mate. But there's a book for you there, Dave.
Mate, you are fantastic. My wife will laugh because I'm not the fastest of readers, and I'm quite easily quite easily distracted.
Look at that, a bit fitter.
Quite easily distracted. So I've started that book, and the wife said to me, "Why are you reading it now?" I said, "Well, I can read it when I get on holiday." She goes, "We're not going away for 3 weeks." I said, "Well, by 3 weeks' time, I might get somewhere where I'm sort of into the book." But so I'll stop talking and. Fantastic. I love. And do you know what I love the best?
Are you connected with Billy?
No, I'm not. But do you know what I like the best? It's quite big print, and there's not many words on a page, and I'm not the fastest reader. So this would be useful for me. But these are the types of books, and I put a post. You saw my post on LinkedIn, and that was the back of. Someone from Wienerberg who's not working there anymore, posting about that book, and I've now bought that book and I've started reading it, and then spoke to my colleague Lloyd, who was on the show last season.
How was he?
He's doing good. Yeah, he's all good, and he sent me a couple of books that he's read, similar to sort of the 5 a.m. Club and things like that. So I want to read more. I really, really want to read more. I want to stop scrolling on my phone. Not on LinkedIn because that's useful, but on Instagram or the other rubbish things that I go on to. I want to read a bit more, and this will be my book after I've read the first one, which I'm hoping I'll finish before I come back from holiday.
Shout out to Billy Schwer, mate. Billy is a top man. He does a lot of good. He's a speaker. He's a mentor. He's a coach. He's an ex-world champion boxer as well.
Oh, mate, it's signed to you. I can't take this.
It's yours, Dave. And I want you to gift it to someone else, mate. All right.
Oh, you're a fantastic guy.
Top man.
Thank you, mate.
Right, so, but to end the show, I just want to say best wishes to Charlotte, our content creator.
Yes.
She's going through a tough time at the moment, so we wish you all the best, and we'll see you very, very soon. This was a great episode on location, season 9, episode 2. We're building on success with this man. He's our sponsor. He's a star of the show. He's going to be a co-host, I hope, in the future in some other episodes.
Sounds good.
You've got a guest list we're inviting, and it's just an absolute pleasure to work with a partner and a sponsor that is so invested into the production, into the concept, and gets value out of it. So David, thank you for inviting us today. One last thing, can you give Charlie a brick?
Of course can.
There you go. That was the end of season 2. Hula, I'll see you next time. David, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
This is the Foyne Jones Show, signing out. Thanks for listening.